we want to talk a little bit about how to leverage those assets once you have done the recordings, if whether it's an interview or whether it's something that you're teaching. How can people use that recorded asset once it's finished as part of their content marketing? And what are some of the things that can be done with it?
There are so many things that can be done with it. It's the most powerful asset you have because there's multiple ways you can leverage it. And you know what I'm going to do is just bring up a quick PowerPoint on this one, because I think it's really important for people to get this and take the notes here. So I've just brought this up for you. So what are the different ways that you can take your assets and turn them into something else? Well, one of the things I recommend that my people do is make a series of what I call quick tips. So if you are thinking about how can I start doing this, but I don't want to do a show, right, Susan? A show is kind of intimidating, isn't it? Yeah.
Definitely. I would not start with doing a show.
No, don't start with doing a show. And I didn't start with doing a show. I started with doing a series of quick tips. And guess what? Again, I went live, but I went live with myself. There was no one else watching when I recorded these quick tip assets. I just went on a Hangout-on-Air with myself and I started talking about a tip. Now, I love that tips can be anywhere between really a minute and 10 minutes max, because people are busy, right? And so you want to make them consumable. So take them and turn them into a quick tip series then. And you can just, again, post those all out over the internet. So I really recommend that's a great place to start and get comfortable with Hangout technology.
I love that idea, because I tell people always to do quick tip videos and do a whole series of them. I just never thought about recording them as Hangouts when you're doing that.
Yeah.
And they don't even have to have an audience. Like you said, they can just record it on their own and then post it it gets posted to YouTube. So,
that's right.
yep,
and then what do we do to leverage these tips? Well, what I did to leverage one of a series of tips I did, which I think was a series of 5 tips plus an introduction and a final recording on pulling it all together, was I created my first ebook, 5 Top Strategies to Make Money with Hangouts-on-Air. So I took these tips, I had them transcribed, and didn't take long to have them transcribed. I actually used a tool that I have on my own computer that did it in literally seconds, transcribed each of them. And then I turned them into an ebook. And I already had images that I was referring to when I was doing the tips. Something that I do with Hangouts is use transparent overlays. It's just something else you can do in a Hangout-on-Air. And they look like little slides at my side, not like what you're seeing here. This is more advanced technology, but it was simple. It was something I did right within the Hangout toolbox. And so I already had those images also prepared. They were part of my slide deck in the Hangout. So I just pulled those images off and I threw those into the book along with the transcribed statements that I'd made. And there I had the book. So it was that easy. Very quick and easy to leverage your time doing a series of quick tips. It's really one of my favorite ways to leverage it.
That's great. Do you have more?
Yeah, I'm going to go through a couple more on this slide. That's why I pulled this one up for you. Create trainings and courses. Now, the trainings and courses that you've done with me, Susan, they're all created in Hangouts-on-Air, every one of them. And I put together PowerPoints, but unlike doing a training in a GoToWebinar, where yes, now at least they've got it so you can be on screen while you're doing a PowerPoint presentation. It's not quite the same as what I'm doing here, where I still have the visual. You're getting the tips that you can take notes on, and I'm still here able to really connect with you. In a screen on a GoToWebinar, the image is off to the side of the webinar, and it's just not as easy to make that connection with the audience. So I do all of my trainings and courses on Hangouts-on-Air. Those can be turned again into a series of blasts, so to speak. You can take little parts of the training and put them out there as teasers or as preview of what they can get if they come inside and take a part of the training. And then don't forget about all the way you can create masterminds, seminars, workshops, what I call boot camps. All of these are something you can do within a Hangout on Air. So lots of leveraging ideas.